Welcome to the deep dive. Ever thought about a hidden layer of the internet? A place people whisper about where the usual rules just vanish, where maybe some really dark things happen.
Yeah, it's this idea of a space completely outside the norm.
Exactly. Today, we're diving deep. We're tackling the dark web.
Right. And our mission here really is to try and separate, the scary stories from what's actually terrifyingly real. We'll touch on some heavy topics: human trafficking, organ selling, even supposed hitman services.
Because this stuff, it isn't just dreamed up for movies, is it? It's a genuine part of our digital landscape, and, well, understanding it feels pretty crucial.
It really is.
So let's break it down first. What actually is the dark web, fundamentally?
Okay, so think of the internet you use every day: Google, news sites, social media. That's the surface web. The dark web is, well, it's a part of the internet that those standard search engines just can't see or index.
And you can't just type an address into your normal browser, like Chrome or Safari.
Nope, not at all. You need special tools. The most common one is called Tor, the Tor browser.
Tor, right. And that works by bouncing your connection around. Makes it hard to track.
Exactly. It routes your traffic through multiple encrypted layers all over the world. That's what provides the anonymity. And the websites themselves, they use these special onion addresses.
Ah, the .onion domains. So that signals they're on this hidden network.
Precisely. It means they're designed to be untraceable, their location almost impossible to pinpoint. It creates this environment of, well, near total anonymity.
And there's the rub, isn't it? That anonymity. It sounds potentially good for, say, whistleblowers or people under oppressive regimes.
It can be, yes.
Yeah.
That's one side of the coin.
But it's the exact same feature that makes it a haven for, well, the darkest criminal activities. The protection becomes the enabler.
That's the paradox, absolutely. Which leads us to, what kind of activities are we actually talking about? The claims get pretty disturbing.
They really do. And maybe the most unsettling ones involve human exploitation. Things like red rooms.
Right. The idea of red rooms is just chilling. These alleged live streams where someone is supposedly being tortured and viewers can pay to interact or direct what happens.
It sounds like pure horror fiction, straight out of a nightmare.
It does. And look, it's important to say many claims about red rooms are likely hoaxes or scams designed to prey on morbid curiosity. But it's not all fiction.
There are real cases.
Tragically, yes. Back in 2015, the FBI was involved in uncovering a horrific operation. A man named Peter Scully.
Peter Scully, what did he do?
He ran a website on the dark web called No Limits Fun, and he was selling videos depicting the torture of children.
Oh, God. That's unbelievable.
He was eventually caught, arrested in the Philippines, and he confessed, admitted to abusing and murdering multiple children.
So this Scully case, it's like concrete proof. It shows that these aren't just urban legends. Horrific things do happen down there with real victims.
Absolutely. Yeah. It shatters the idea that it's all just talk. But, given how hidden everything is, how do investigators even begin to crack cases like Scully's when everything is designed for anonymity?
That's a really good question. I mean, how do they do it?
Well, it's incredibly complex. It often involves massive international cooperation, different police forces working together, plus really sophisticated digital forensics, trying to find even the tiniest digital breadcrumb.
And maybe informants? Undercover work?
Yes, sometimes. Traditional detective work still plays a huge part. It's painstaking. And even when they succeed, like with Scully, similar activities might still be happening elsewhere. It branches out.
Which brings us to other disturbing things people claim are for sale, like hitman services. That sounds almost too cliche, doesn't it?
It does sound like something from a spy movie.
Yeah.
And yes, there are platforms on the dark web that claim you can hire a contract killer.
Claim being the operative word.
Yeah, often. Yes. And this is an important distinction for listeners. There was a case in 2017. A woman actually tried to hire a hitman via one of these dark websites. She wanted her husband killed.
Okay, so that sounds real.
But here's the twist. That specific website, it was fake. It was actually being monitored by the police. They caught her.
Ah, so it was a honeypot, basically, or just a scam.
Exactly. Many of these sites, including some supposed hitman services, are just fraudulent. They're there to take money from desperate or malicious people, exploiting their intentions, rather than actually carrying out the crime. It's a scam running in the shadows.
So a mix of terrifying reality and, well, Grim deception.
Precisely. But then you have other areas where the transactions seem frighteningly real, like organ trafficking.
Right, the illegal trade in human organs,
Yeah.
kidneys, livers, even eyes, people say.
Yes, there are reports and evidence of sites facilitating this.
Yeah.
It's profoundly disturbing. You're dealing with incredible vulnerability on one side and ruthless criminal networks on the other.
And can law enforcement actually shut these down?
They try, and they do have successes. Sites get tracked and taken offline. But they can operate for a while before that happens, long enough for transactions to occur.
Was there a specific case for that, too?
There was. In 2019, authorities in Russia busted a network. They'd been using the dark web to sell organs. So again, it confirms this isn't just rumor. These horrific deals are happening.
It just paints such a bleak picture. So with all this going on, what's the bigger picture from law enforcement? Are they fighting back effectively?
They are definitely fighting back. It's a major priority for agencies globally. You got the FBI in the U.S., the CBI in India, Europol. They're all actively monitoring the dark web. They know the threats.
Are there specific operations we know about?
Yeah, one big one was called Operation Disruptor. It was a major international effort, really focused on hitting dark web crime hard.
And did it work? What were the results?
Pretty significant, actually. They made, I think, 179 arrests, mostly related to drug sales. They seized over 500 kilos of drugs, plus millions in cash and cryptocurrency.
Okay, so that's a tangible impact.
Definitely. And it's not just international. India's own agencies, like the NCB and CBI, have also had successes, arresting cybercriminals operating through the dark web.
But it sounds like a constant battle, right? Like whack-a-mole. They shut one site down.
And another one pops up. Exactly. The
Right.
anonymity, the global nature, the encryption, it makes it incredibly challenging. Plus, the technology is always evolving. It's a continuous cat-and-mouse game.
Which leads us to a real-world story that kind of puts a human face on the dangers. A warning, really.
Yes, a very sobering one. It's the story of a young girl from Delhi named Sakshi.
Sakshi, what happened to her?
She just vanished, disappeared mysteriously. The police were stumped initially, but then her friends came forward.
And they knew something.
They revealed that Sakshi had been curious about the dark web. She'd been exploring it.
Oh, no. So the suspicion was...
The theory that developed, based on what little evidence they had, was that she might have stumbled into something like a red room or interacted with someone dangerous, and that this could have led to her being tracked somehow and then kidnapped.
Could have. Might have. So they don't know for sure.
No. And that's the tragedy. Despite police work, despite cyber experts getting involved, Sakshi's case remains unsolved. She was never found.
That's heartbreaking. And it really drives home the point, doesn't it?
It's a stark, stark warning. The dark web isn't a playground. It's not somewhere to poke around just because you're curious. You called it a quagmire earlier. That feels right. Digital quicksand.
Where one wrong click, driven by simple curiosity, could have unimaginable, irreversible consequences.
Precisely.
So let's circle back to that core question we started with. Is life actually being sold on the dark web? Is it all just rumor?
Well, as we've seen, the answer isn't a simple yes or no. It's nuanced.
Right. It's not entirely rumor. But not every lurid story is true either.
Exactly. We know some of the most extreme claims, like certain red rooms or hitman sites, are fake. They're scams, exploiting fear.
But then you have the horrific, proven realities, like Peter Stully, like the organ trafficking rings. Those cases confirm that, yes, genuine, terrible exploitation and transactions do happen in that hidden space.
The potential for real harm is absolutely there, even amongst the scams and the myths.
So the final thought for anyone listening, maybe someone whose curiosity is piqued. What's the takeaway?
I think the most powerful thing to remember is this. When you're browsing the normal internet, you always have that back button, right? You can click away, close the tab.
Yeah, you can retreat.
On the dark web, once you venture too deep, especially out of pure curiosity, there's effectively no back button. The risks you might expose yourself to, the things you might see, the people you might encounter. Stepping into that world unprepared can be a decision with consequences you simply can't undo.
A truly sobering thought. Thanks for walking us through that.
Thank you. It's important to understand.